Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and it seems like this topic comes up fairly frequently on Reddit, on Discord, and just in random conversations. How do you manage to play with limited time? Now, this is something I'm extremely familiar with because I have limited playtime. I only have about 1.5 hours per day, capping out at maybe 3 hours on the weekends, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. I have a full-time job, a wife, a kid, all that stuff. So how do I manage to play Guild Wars and make videos and enjoy this game to its fullest with such limited time commitments? These are some tips and tricks that I picked up along the way, along with some content types that you might enjoy, and a little bit of reassurance that you can enjoy this game with limited time. First things first, you need to manage your schedule. Depending on how your life is structured, you might have free times in the mornings or in the evenings. If you have the option of picking, I would suggest the evenings, as it's more likely that the servers are going to be more active, just typically around daily reset. Though my available playtime is from about 4 a.m. to 5:45 a.m. per day. I still have not had any problems finding groups for any of the content that I'm going to recommend or that I enjoy doing, especially on the North America server, because we are paired up with South America and we are also paired up with Australia. You are not going to run into problems because you could play with the Australians, you could play with the South Americans in the mornings. And if not, and you can play in the evenings, then you will have all of the daily reset players to play with. Instance content is Fractals, raids, strike missions in Guild Wars 2, and they are essentially on-demand content. Fractals and strikes are done daily, while raids are most commonly done right after reset on Mondays or right before reset on Sunday nights. So you are completely capable of pugging all of this content during your available playtime, including the challenge mode raids and strikes, given that you have the experience. If you are willing to create your own groups, which I have a video on Commanding 101, IBS 5, EOD strikes, and any tier level of Fractal are pretty much available to you and can be completed in about 30 minutes to an hour. So tier 4 Fractals plus challenge modes take about an hour to complete, and so even if you are on an even tighter schedule, you can do just tier 4 Fractals in about 30 minutes, and that is some of the most lucrative content in the game. So instance content is my first suggestion. It is on demand and available to people with limited playtime. My next suggestion is open world content. There is a global event timer on the wiki, and you can get to this page easily by typing in /wiki ET into your in-game chat. This will open up the event timer page and allow you to see what metas are starting, what ones are running, and then you can go and join the meta, or you could start coordinating your own. The most profitable ones are in Heart of Thorns and in End of Dragons, so pay close attention to when those are running. I would also advise against doing Dragon's End if you have limited time, unless that is the only meta that you intend on running, or it is required for one of the goals that you have in the game. Additionally, if you have Secrets of the Obscure, you can always farm rifts, and with the newest patch, including legendary rifts and convergences, you can join in on those public convergences if they are available, and you should definitely keep some of that currency because legendary armor is coming, a legendary relic is coming. So if you do your weekly rift hunts during your free time and do open world metas, that will definitely help you get to those end game goals. The last suggestion is solo content. Unlocking things for your account is often an individual task, and you don't really need other players to do that. So whether it's leveling up crafting professions, unlocking maps through completion of the story, leveling up alt characters and gearing them, they will all benefit you in the long run. Those are personal account upgrades. My favorite thing to do is to do core Tyria map completion. And if you don't mind map completion, installing Blish HUD with text trails overlay will allow you to clear maps in anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes apiece. So if you have an hour a day of playing, you can essentially clear all of the 25 mandatory maps in about 2 weeks just by playing casually. It is highly underrated, but if you also don't mind jumping into world versus world and solo roaming or flipping camps, then you have the ability to get the gift of battle on your own just through time spent in world versus world. So that would give you two of the key pieces that you need to finish off the legendary that you get from the legendary starter kit through the Wizard's Vault. So it definitely does not hurt to do map completion, and I believe that it is an underrated event type. It is more exploration based, and yes, can be boring at times, but if you are getting tired of doing instance content, or you are getting tired of grinding the same open world meta events, then definitely consider getting into doing map completion in your free time and just roaming around the core Tyria maps. The reality of the game is that it is massive at its 11-year mark. So as a veteran player who's been playing since launch and still actively plays, I can assure you of one thing: this game is not going anywhere. The content that you feel like you might be missing out on will still be available. Raids, strikes, fractals all have an endless number of people who are still learning them and still doing them. So if you have something pressing in your life, whether it's a new partner, a new child, a family or friend that is in need, don't feel like you're missing out on anything by limiting or cutting back on your playtime in this game. You can hop in and out as much as you want, and then you can get more involved when your life becomes less hectic and things die down. So if you have made it this far, I want to thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing and giving your tips about managing your game time in the comments below. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.